We are
49ers are
live.
just 49ers are just banged up to beat hell. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I say, it's weird to be 10-2, and I'm just like, yeah.
You aren't feeling great. Did you want to lose a bunch of games this season and potentially have another high draft pick if it was a rebuilding year?
No, I mean, I always want to win.
Well, you had us winning 12 or so.
Yeah, I don't know. I like where we're at. I just don't like the slow starts. Like,
Not just slow, like slow as molasses slow. An entire half, the offense was just incompetent.
It's been like the second half of the year, Once we lost those 2 games, it seems like our offense has just been stagnant.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it Kevin O'Connell just showing enough?
Whoever it was.
Hey!
I don't know.
You work today?
Got to get dressed up for these things,
I don't know if it was Tyler that said it, but anyway, it's those long developing plays, man. We need to get the ball out quick.
I know.
That's what me and Tony were saying our last one, and you were being like, no.
He wasn't here for the last one.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, yeah, it was Tyler who wasn't here for the last one. That's right.
Yeah.
We're hoping to get Tyler here. By the way, we're live on YouTube at Foul Play by Play. We're also on TikTok at Minnesota Foul Play by Play, where you will see the latest Just the Pips that have been banned from YouTube.
Why did he banned?
Well, the rules have changed for shorts. You can upload longer shorts on YouTube now. And so, but that copyrighted material can't be used in shorts. So it can't be monetized, obviously. So they remove it worldwide. And so I put it on TikTok so people can find the picture-in-picture from all the AEW shows that I watch and do the painstaking work of recording for you, so you can see them just in case you missed them. Because if you watch them on DVR, you don't get to see them. I'm just doing a service to the greatest fans in the world. That's all. God, that was a fun football game. I enjoyed it. I said at the end of the third quarter, if the game was over, we're screwed. Our offense hasn't done shit. We're screwed. And then boo, 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 touchdown, boo, 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 touchdown. It's just a field goal. And I'm just like, we got the field goal. We're not going to win. We're not going to win. And the defense comes out, and Brian Flores does it again. He does it again. Even though we can't touch the quarterback, but when we need to touch the quarterback, at the time we need it most, he dials it up and he gets it done. And they win a game because
what's sad though? What's sad? I didn't think they would lose the game.
I thought they were going to lose this game before it started. I thought this game was a problem for us because Kyler Murray cannot be touched. We don't do well against that running type quarterback who gets beyond it. I mean, especially if we have to do man-to-man defense in the secondary. Those guys were fucking running us so far away from the line of scrimmage. The goddamn middle of the field was wide open for Kyler Murray a lot, and I don't think he takes advantage of enough of those opportunities to run straight ahead.
I just wonder what the Seahawks did to him last week to sack him 5 times.
I know, right?
I mean, seriously,
And is their defensive line holding up like that today? I think it is.
I don't know. I don't get what's going on.
They might be the best team in that division.
Seahawks?
Yeah. I don't think the Niners are going to rally to catch them.
They're too hurt.
I think the Cardinals look pretty good today.
They do.
I think they can play with teams.
That tight end is a fucking game changer.
I think speaking of, we got a little pressure on him. I think we should give Murray some credit.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy's quick pass on the field pretty good, and the sad reality is I think we saw our lack of cornerback depth today.
Yeah,
we're putting a lot of guys who should not be playing that much in some compromising situations. I thought for being backups, they held up good enough.
The run stopper in the middle, oh God, who stepped up for 2 plays in a row. I forget his name, but he was fucking fantastic
Phillips?
No, started with an R. Redford.
Oh, he never plays.
Yeah. He got in for 2 plays and stopped the run and for tackle for loss, 2 plays in a row.
You can't say much about that Moreau that came in.
No, I'm not.
Dude, he looked pretty decent, you know. Like his pass interference call was absolute garbage.
The first one was, yeah. The second one was, I mean,
Yeah, the second one he tackled him.
If he didn't, it was probably a touchdown. So good thing he did.
That probably saved the game actually, right there, by them not scoring.
Well, they threw Byron Murphy's way, and he showed you what happens when you do that.
Well, that was just like that was.
But I mean, they mostly just don't go that way.
That was just
That's
an incompetent throw by Kyler Murray right there. Throw the ball out of bounds, whatever. Give yourself a chance to.
But that could have been the difference in the game, though. Those 3 points that we got off that turnover. Maybe we don't get field goal range if they punt the ball.
I didn't like we got bailed out too on that Hawkinson pass interference. That was pretty weak.
That was a call. That was a good call.
I mean, he grabbed his arm whatever, but I don't know.
He's there early and he's grabbing his arm. That's pass interference. It looked pretty good to me. I don't think we got bailed out at all. I mean, we gave the ball away in our own end again. At least it wasn't a red zone turnover, though.
What pissed me off on that last drive?
Other wrong end zone.
We're moving the ball down. I like when they play with tempo. They should almost play with tempo
more often. That's what they did with Kurt all the time, and it always seemed to work.
I didn't like once we got first down at the 25-yard line or whatever it was, and we ran that ball, and then just 2 disastrous shit plays. Like, keep the tempo up.
Yeah.
Keep those short passes, whatever. Like, oh man, but then to come back and fire that pass to Jefferson for on 4th down, I mean, that's a tight window.
Oh, he threw some rockets on his last.
Man's got a chooch.
He's good.
I would agree with Brad. I think some of my problems with him are play call, but then it's
long developing plays.
Like
as Tyler Colbert said in group chat.
It's pretty awesome though when you have those plays developed where you got Jefferson or Hawk or Addison 20 yards down the field wide open. Like, I don't know. I think O'Connell does need to mix in some. He's got to just have like a quick slant every now and then.
Look at Trey McBride had 11 receptions.
I had 12.
Okay, 12. Yeah. His longest air yards is probably 5 yards.
Right. He didn't have 100 yards receiving.
Like, God, you have to.
And meanwhile, Hawkinson's usually 10 to 12 yards downfield, but that's what he does. You know,
I mean, that's what all of our
middle of the field.
That's what all of our receptions are, except those little bubble screens that they do with Jefferson, which I do not like. Jefferson doing a bubble screen.
I hate him.
That's where he's going to get hurt. Addison or Powell or any one of those other guys is way better in that atmosphere.
I agree.
Also, let's set up screen passes behind our worst blockers on the team, right? It's like, no, just dump it over to the fucking running back and let the goddamn offensive linemen hit linebackers and safeties. Like, that's the screen pass.
I mean, how can you not make adjustments on the fly when they are blitzing and guys are coming in untouched? Like, it was just disgusting to watch. And it's like, we run that defense all the time, and these other offensive lines are doing something. And we're supposedly supposed to have one of the better ones in the NFL.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We've got an above average offensive line per the numbers.
I mean, Jesus, like,
Sam is bouncy, man. That guy twice, I thought he was wrapped up for a sack and ended up with positive yardage.
That's kind of why I like him.
He's like Ben Roethlisberger, man. Guys just bounce off that dude. I told you, the first thing that I noticed about him was how wide his shoulders were. Like, just they're so far apart from each other. It looks like he's wearing shoulder pads constantly. That's a dude that's going to be hard to take down. I wonder if he's bigger than Daniel Jones. I bet he is.
I bet they're pretty close. I watched Daniel Jones's interview at the practice facility, and he's pretty big without his pads on, too.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, 6'3", 225. I'm going to have to do some really researched. Somebody else look up Daniel Jones. I bet you they're roughly the same. The thing I think they must have talked to him.
6'5", 230.
Ooh,
Woo!
with some juice too. And some
Bouncy,
real.
yeah, bouncy and quick.
What I do have to say, like they must have KOC must have talked to Darnold about not trying to force the ball so much to Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because Jefferson's the last 2 games has been a non-factor in the first half. I mean,
he got the ball to him right away on that bubble screen that went for a few.
If you watch the play, Jones, the reception where he fumbled it, Jettas was fucking wide open. I mean, that's where I think he gets a little frustrated is when he's beat his guy and it's like you're looking at probably a touchdown. It's like
he missed him last week. It was the same way when he I think he missed a guy in the red zone. Jettas was wide open too. It's he goes to his first read sometimes and
a
stick
lot.
with it.
Yeah.
If he would just. But then again, who knows? Maybe it's that thing. Hey, don't force it to Jettas. Like he'll get open when he gets open, and it just sucks
It all worked out in the end for him
when he's wide open and you don't get it to him. But yeah, it's working out great. I mean,
Jettas is always going to work as a decoy anyway. You're going to take 2 players out of the defensive scheme just for having him on the field.
Well, Greg Olson made great comments about
he's so good.
When you line him up with Hawk on the same side, Hawk's going to be open every single time.
Right.
Because if they're in zone, the guy's going to trail back to go with Jefferson. Like,
yep.
I don't like his voice, but man, he is a smart dude. Like, and what I like is he doesn't tell you what's going to happen before the play like Tony Romo does. Like he lets the play out, and then he explains what's going on, which I really like because I hate watching games with Tony Romo because he just tells you what's going to happen. He's right 9 times out of 10.
I kind of like Tony.
Yeah, I like Romo.
His little brother we can almost get rid of too, missing that damn kick. I was about ready to.
Yeah, he's bound to miss a couple. I mean, and when does our kicker due back? Well, that'll be a good thing to look up, huh?
Fuck missing field goals. Minnesota Vikings kickers, we can't be proud of them missing field goals. It's cost us too much.
December 8th. That'd be next week.
I just don't know why. I think Brad stated something a few minutes ago about making in-game adjustments, especially with the play call. If they're running a Flores-style defense against us, they were more blitz happy than the Vikes have been all year.
Mm.
Like, you've got to get Hawk involved then. Like, this is a perfect game for Hawkinson. I mean, I think sometimes KOC makes the game too difficult, like on himself.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And it is so nice, I guess, and so weird to have a defense that can just continuously bail you out. I mean,
championship defense. Brad and I talked about it before we were live on YouTube. It's just, it keeps showing up. That's the best unit on the field against everybody. I mean, better than your offense, better than your special teams, better than your defense. It's the best unit on the field in most games.
And the Vikings offense, though, God, I hope there's enough of the year left so they can fix some of this stuff, though. We don't look very good once we get near the red zone, though. Like it's been like this for a few games now, where it's our drives kind of like our
or go backwards,
kind of like our opponent's drive stall out. Like It's like we got to figure out a way to.
Well, it seems like once we get in the red zone, it's the same offense that we run on the opposite 20, where we're doing 15 to 20 yard routes. Like then when you get into the red zone, like you gotta mix it up. Like I don't know. It's been the last like 4 or 5 weeks.
It's harder even when your starting running back can't hold on to the fucking ball.
Well, no, it does make it hard.
Cam Akers had a couple of nice runs in that game.
When we were texting during the game, like Darnold he dropped a perfect throw to Jones, which
it was perfect. It should have been caught. Yeah.
But also throws like that though in the end zone, it's like, why are you throwing it to your running back? Like, give it
was a great play call though. It was a great.
That's why you throw it to him.
Absolutely perfect.
My
play
dad
call.
kept asking why Jaden McDaniels keeps shooting threes the other day. I was like, well, because he's open.
I don't know. If I've got somebody like McBride, which we do, Hawkinson, give him a little 4 or 5 yard route where he can try to do something with it. Like I don't know. I think sometimes we get too fucking fancy. And
Yeah.
Oh, there was nothing fancy about that. That was a perfectly executed play. You couldn't have put the ball in his hands.
It
any
is
better.
fancy though to throw long, deep passes to that's
a running back.
Yeah, the Rams would do. The Niners would do. Yeah, it's a little fancy. It's like taking that extra pass, the fourth pass on a tic-tac-toe in hockey, when you're just trying to make it look so pretty, when you should just put the shot on goal and use the fucking goalie's pads as the pass.
If you're going to throw the ball in the red zone, I mean, rewind the clock. I mean, would you rather, I'm going to bite my tongue because they did sometimes, but it's like, if you've got Randy Moss and Chris Carter, are you going to throw it to them or are you going to throw it to Robert Smith? Yes, they had a lot of screen passes. Those are a lot easier than where you're like a direct seam up the side.
No, that's a tough catch for a running back. It is.
Sometimes they threw it to Leroy Horde back in the day.
Leroy Horde will get you 3 right now, I guarantee it.
There was a whole freaking video when the Vikings played the Cardinals in the playoffs in '98. Leroy Horde caught the ball out of the backfield a lot in that game. I didn't realize that being there. That guy was tough. Here's the deal. Like, we can't talk about that. Aaron Jones just needs to catch the fucking ball. He needs to hold on to the fucking ball. Whatever's in his head, he needs to, like,
shake that shit off, man. Like, you got to get after it. Two hands. Fucking 2 hands on it all the time. They should have a ball in his hands throughout the facility at all times and trying to punch that shit out all fucking day. All day. And it should bring him fucking it should bring immense pressure, and it should be hard because he's getting paid a lot of money to hold on to the fucking football. God damn it.
I don't think sitting him for that fucking quarter helped him at all.
No, that didn't help us at all.
You got to get him back in.
He stirs the drink. Yeah, he's the straw.
Get him back in. If he fucking fumbles again, like, I don't know. Maybe then you fucking release his punk ass. Like, I don't know.
Release him. He's too good a weapon. He's too big a weapon on that team.
I don't know. You guys don't. Well, Tony doesn't have a problem because he's usually negative when it comes to the Vikings. But like, I just
want a playoff team, man. What are you talking about? We came back to win 2 games in a row.
And we all watched the same game, and I love to hear Culver's take when he gets on. Him and my brother, who sometimes become too big of homers when it comes to Sam Darnold and O'Connell, where it's like we watch the same game. Our defense is on the field way too much.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we can blame Aaron Jones. He did not have a good game. But it seems like this every week. Okay, first down. Here's going to be our run. It's going to be that pitch.
We're not
it's like
creative early in the game.
Get more creative with our running game. Yeah. Like, we can do everything passing. O'Connell's great at that. He needs to develop a more creative running game, though.
Yeah.
Because if the running game doesn't go the way he likes it, then he just abandons it altogether, which is not how this team is built to win, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if you're going to abandon the running game, you need to use your passing game as a running game.
$5.
Like, where the fuck are all the screens to running backs? You know what I mean? Do that shit. Like,
I agree. That's it. His running.
Although I did like the one Justin Jefferson wide receiver screen in the first quarter just to get him the ball.
Because, fair enough, but
I mean, I would like actually for Justin to take the ball in the backfield as a running back in motion.
I wouldn't
more often.
I wouldn't.
Really,
I would like to
shovel pass for a fucking 5, 6 yards around the end.
You don't want him getting lit up by linebackers and stuff. Like,
Powell is the one that could do
Powell.
stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Powell's the guy who used
Sherfield even could do that. I mean,
I think it was the last drive. My favorite screen of the day was they've been bringing the blitz all day. They brought it again. The quick screen out to Addison. That's a screen I like.
Yeah.
Get 7-8 yards. Addison's. I think I would like to see him like in the screen game and just to get him involved. Like, he had some big catches today, but
he was the reason we won the previous game.
Do you know who fucking led the Vikings in rushing today?
Cam Akers?
It was a tie between 3 fucking people.
Really?
Sam Darnold, Cam Akers, and Aaron Jones, all with 22 fucking yards.
Yeah, that's sad.
No,
Aaron Jones ran the ball 5 times. As a team, we ran the ball 15 fucking times.
That's not enough.
No, that's
not enough.
That's on a con. And screens, yes, I think screens are part of the running
Those
game.
are run Those are run plays, yeah.
That's how you beat a blitz.
But you can run right into that blitz too. That's what I mentioned during the game is you can run right into the fucking face of a blitz and go for 10 plus yards. And they didn't do that. They never checked down to a blitz when they saw a blitz coverage coming or a lot of people in the box. And that's when you go to the run play. And they just seemed like they didn't make the right calls at the right time, especially in the first half. In the second half, that offense was a well-oiled machine. I don't know what adjustments they made at halftime, but finally Justin Jefferson was open all the time and they just started connecting. But that seems to be the case. It's like, yeah, well, when we're in trouble, we'll just, oh, there he is. He's wide open. Oh, look at him again. He's wide open. And I imagine we miss him wide open quite often during the game.
51 fucking plays, though. Like, you can't, that's not good. Our
defense is on the field way too much, and that is another testament to the defense being able to perform based on the time of possession that they've had to deal with the last couple of games.
I mean, both teams had 10 drives. Cardinals had 77 plays. We had 51.
Wow.
I mean, they had the ball 35 minutes. We had 24 minutes. Like
24 minutes of fucking offense.
Like I say, I hate to fucking run the ball all the time, especially with this team.
Run the ball. I want to run the ball all the time.
They pick and choose the times when we run the ball when you shouldn't run the fucking ball. When you get hot and you're moving the ball,
keep fucking
the tempo.
Defense on the field. Don't let them change players and just run right into them. Like, just make them tired. This is why I love watching the Bobcats, boys, because they just wear you down. They just wear you down. And this team isn't doing that right now. We're not wearing people down, and it's taken too long for us to wear them down.
Well, the problem is the Bobcats, I mean, they're not playing teams they're equal, I guess. The Vikings are, and
is it that close? Like, are teams that close together, or is the game just designed for games to be close? Because I always thought it's just been designed for games to be close.
100%.
Tyler's here.
I mean, look at the Carolina Panthers.
Of all the leagues, it has the most close games. So
well, and it's like the games that you don't think should be close.
All of them are. Yeah. I mean, you can't predict. I mean, Jesus, what the hell happened with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh putting up 44 points? What does Pittsburgh put up 44 points?
Yeah. No
Tyler.
Shit.
Hi, guys.
When is their defense allowed a team to put up in the mid fucking 30s?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, Joe Burrow will do that to you. The Cincinnati defense is terrible.
They're really bad. That's why they're losing record. Hi, guys.
Should we start the show?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to this thing we call Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. I'm your host, Anthony Variano. I'm joined by the brothers Haas, Michael and Bradley, and my favorite guest co-host. Well, I can't say that because my cousin Joel does show up every once in a while. I did put out a feeler to him, but Tyler Culver is here to talk Vikings football. Tyler, we've been talking Vikings before you got on for about a half an hour now.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us your quick insight into the game?
What's to talk about, man, other than Sammy D in the clutch? I mean, when
he's keeping his job, baby.
It counts. He's been legit. But also at the same time, offensive adjustments coming out of struggles is pretty big. And, it would seem easy to just, say, hey, Justin, don't run a 20-yard route. Just do a 5-yard hook. And look, you're open. It seems easy to say that, but Arizona has been.
I think we've said that.
Yeah. Playing really good D since like week 6. And people have been
Their
talking.
Their defensive pass rush was impressive.
It really was, and there was times where the O-line looked
bad.
Tough. I mean, it wasn't a ton of free rushers, but it was collapsing quick.
Yeah,
and, he had to escape. He did a good game. Even when they weren't getting any yards, he still didn't look bad. So
yeah, he didn't have the bad throws that we associated with him like 3 weeks ago, throwing in a triple coverage and shit like that. So no, I mean, he protected the ball. Everybody besides Aaron Jones protected the ball.
I thought that what's his name? Fucking Olsen made a good point on one of the ones where they were bringing a free blitzer in, and he made some cadence on and he did the mic back or whatever, and he said something, and he's like, the guard was supposed to do this, and Brendel just absolutely
I remember that. Yeah,
do it.
Yeah,
but that guy is he's a shitbag. I do not like him. I do not like our center and our left guard at all. They just oh boy.
Oh boy!
It goes
boy day for Brad. Even though we won, he's been doing the boy.
It goes to the coaching. I love our coaching staff, but like Tyler just said, make some fucking changes between plays. You're gonna let a guy come in twice in a row? I don't understand it. You have arguably one of the better offenses in the NFL. How about you do some fucking plays that are 2 yards off the line of scrimmage instead of everything 15 to 20 yards downfield? We don't have to go for the home run every time.
The other thing is Darnold's really good. His numbers are really good on play action, but none of them have him scrambling. It's just play action, straight sit.
That's what Kirk Cousins did well.
Yeah. That's not Darnold. He's way more athletic. Get him out of the pocket.
We were talking about how bouncy he is and just how hard he is to take down. Very Ben Roethlisberger-y.
Maybe he's a good throwing on the run. I don't know because we haven't seen it. But
I know, yeah.
Fuck yeah, Adam Thielen for the win. Let's go.
No way.
What?
Adam Thielen, man.
The Panthers are going to win another game?
Yeah.
Brad gave us false information not that long ago that Adam Thielen was released by the Panthers.
I didn't. I didn't.
Who was it? Yeah, I thought it was you.
That's that guy in the lower left-hand corner right now.
Oh, Tyler? Where are you getting your information?
I was just really excited. So I was like,
oh yeah, we need a red zone threat. We talked about that too, how our drives stall in the red zone now. We used to be a touchdown team in the red zone, and now we're a field goal team.
Well, yeah. You
can't run 20-yard plays when you only got 15 yards to work with.
That is true.
It's been a problem.
You know what? I would honestly,
yardage has been a problem.
What I wouldn't even mind seeing, giving the ball to CJ Ham a little bit more. Some of those bullshit, middle
fullback dives.
I'll bet you 70% of the time when he's in the goddamn game, it's a run play, and people know.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Throw him a pass every once in a while. Throw a fullback screen. Oh God, that would surprise the shit out of stuff. Maybe we're saving that stuff for. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like Kevin O'Connell is too smart for his own good, and draws up the offense to just let's see if we can make this interesting in the end. I think he's just like a drama maker.
Well,
I would
like I said earlier, I didn't think we would lose this game, even being down.
I thought we would.
I
thought we would, and I didn't bet on it for that very reason.
The shit's gonna happen.
I knew we wouldn't get to Kyler Murray, but we talked about this too. Brian Flores, in the time when you needed to get to the quarterback, gets to the quarterback, Tyler. Yeah. I mean, it just always happens. He always has the right idea in the right time to fucking solve you in the time it matters most.
Yeah, and that's good. Both sides of the ball now can do that.
The play at the end of the game, though, their defense that he was running was absolutely fucking horrible. When we were down by 3 points and they got the ball to the 8-yard line, what the fuck are you doing running a zone play where McBride can get wide open?
It was really defense for most of the fourth quarter.
If we don't make that tackle, he's in for a touchdown. The game's probably over.
I wonder if it has anything to do with how much time they did on the field already. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
we didn't dominate possession in the last 2 games at all.
At that time, you don't put a fucking single zone coverage on the one side of the field. Whatever. I guess that's why he's good, and that's why I'm sitting here working a minimum wage job. I mean, that's.
Hey, we all got to work those jobs, my friend.
Yeah,
those are the jobs that people ought to appreciate more. It's just hard working people. That's
speaking of fucking shit, dude. Are you guys into the crypto shit, Mike?
No, I just know it's up a bunch.
Got some.
It thrives on chaos, man. That's all it is. Like, the more chaotic the goddamn Dow Jones is, the fucking more that shit's worth. That's all it is. It's like it strictly is like, oh yeah, the economy's gonna fail, and then we're gonna be worth a bunch of money, but the economy's not gonna fail, man.
I know that two of you guys, at least two of you. I don't know if Tyler does. Tyler, do you have a degree?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't. I'm the only uneducated motherfucker here. But I didn't vote for that one guy. Anyway, that's beside the point. XRP. Like, what's going on with that?
What the hell's XRP?
What's this goddamn fucking show turning into? Is XRP like a name for a team I don't know about?
No. It's a crypto like currency type deal.
Oh, God,
and I've got like 2,000 shares.
Brad is our Stu Gotts
from 7 years ago, and they're saying it's going to get to $10,000.
Well, you should sell it.
Yeah.
You should sell it as soon as if you can make some money off of it, you should sell it.
Google XRP because like New York State wants to like use it as like a something.
Yeah, Florida tried this too, and the fucking value of it.
No, look, I'm just saying
through the goddamn it cratered, Brad. This is
Mike's gonna look it up right here. Like he's looking it up right now. New York's gonna do it. I want to say like China or Japan is gonna do it, and they think like it's gonna go fucking. It's not a cryptocurrency. It's like a platform for it, if you will. I don't know. Like I'm just
above $2 and not slowing down. If you've got 2,000 of them, sell that, man.
Yeah,
it's supposed to go to like 10 grand.
Yeah,
it is not getting there.
But who's telling you that?
The fucking interweb.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the interweb. All of these news sites.
Yeah,
these are controlled by like people who want to make money on stuff.
So right now,
anything I
Google,
read
Mike,
on
Google XRP.
I just did.
New York.
Also, the Google algorithm is set up to fucking give you ads that like are formed or designed to attract your interests. They know you better than you know yourself, Brad.
I got that shit when it was like 15 cents.
Well, sell it.
Sell it.
Sell it. Sell it and bet it on fucking football games.
That'd be like if you guys had Bitcoin back in the day when it was like $1 a fucking coin.
I sold
and you
all
sold it. Yeah, it was dumb. You imagine if you would have held on to it?
I would have like $30.
$95,000 right now.
No. How much money do you think I have, man?
Next time Google how to make a Caesar salad would be like, did you mean buy more XRP?
That's exactly. Yeah, I asked Amazon what goes good with this. This is how I use Alexa. Is when I'm cooking, if I've got spices for something, it says, "Hey, what goes good with this spice?" And then it'll tell me like how to pair spices together. That's the only thing I use Alexa for besides an alarm clock.
That's a replacement for heavy cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're off topic now. Let's get back to the real stuff.
Here's your annual reminder to buy Dogecoin.
No, I went to before Brad derailed us. Crypto, whatever the hell. I want to say something negative about the team.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I don't think O'Connell's the coach you guys say he is. I think he's a great developer of QBs. He can call a hell of a passing game, but I think that's where it stops.
Because I'm the only person who's been anti-KOC.
Like I don't think we're 10-2 because of Kevin O'Connell.
We're 10-2 because of Brian Flores
and Sam Darnold.
Like we had
the run game is really bad. The run game is really bad.
But the defensive run game is really good.
But Mike, I was thinking that today, not that, but the fact that he gets a lot of praise in the media saying he's this great play caller. He's one of the top play callers in the league. And he came from the McVay tree, and you watch a Rams game when they're going, and it looks a lot better. It looks better for whatever reason. But I'm a little over everyone saying he's top 3 play caller in the league. He's very good.
I think that his best value isn't as a play caller, but as a calming presence.
Motivator.
Because No, I think Brian Flores would be just a little bit too uptight and too tight as a head coach, whereas he will keep you in the game simply with his mentality. Yep. And that is why we can win games late. And that's why we won 11 games, one score games 2 years ago. Is because of his mentality.
Like, Darnold should be getting his flowers, but my thing is this should not have. Yes, you can't win every game by 2 scores. I understand this is the NFL.
It'd be nice to win one.
But
it'd be nice to win one.
We started that way. Like
you can't have games like this, like where your defense is on the field the whole game.
Right.
Like, everybody on that defense should be getting a game ball. Like, and
they probably did. Like, honestly,
you know what I feel like it is. So Arizona, like we've been talking about, they have been a great D for a while. KOC came in and he said, let's test them. Let's run our big offense. Let's run the 20 yards down the field offense. And he held with it for 3, basically.
Right.
Like, okay, first of all, don't start like that.
Yeah.
Don't test them like that because they know you're going to do that. That's fooling yourself. So I like we're talking about it. I think he's getting a little ahead of himself. Like he doesn't need to test them like that. He knows what they are. We're 12 whatever games into the season. You don't got to be.
Well, maybe he really wanted to run the ball at the start of that game, and Aaron Jones put it on the ground in the first 2 drives, and that changed the approach.
That is true.
Because Ty Chandler is not that back. Cam Akers came in and finally started running the ball pretty well.
But that's my thing is, okay, let's pretend your RB1 has a bad game. Like, that's why we traded and brought Akers back in. Like, you don't need to totally give up on the run game.
No,
Akers is good enough.
He had 15 attempts today, Tyler, which was just too few. And 3 guys had the same number of yards to lead the team. Sam Darnold, Cam Akers, and Aaron Jones. That's
the 3? Darnold scrambles?
That including what?
That's 15 rushes, counting Darnold scrambles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
10 rushes total.
I know. But I mean, you add the screenplays, there were probably 5 of those. So any throw behind the line of scrimmage is a screenplay, and that's a run play. So we just got to call those runs from now on, I think.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those going on either. There should be some more, but
we talked about that. Yeah, we don't like the screen game to Jefferson. We like it more to Powell or even Shorefield.
Addison.
Yeah.
But I mean, there were a running back screen would be nice too. We're talking about like a fullback screen to Ham. That's something you pull out when you really need something against a team that's real good. I think that's another thing that Kevin O'Connell he outsmarts himself a little bit by holding on to shit and not showing it.
Yeah, right. Holding in his back pocket, never actually using it.
Yep.
No, I don't understand how O'Connell can't, as much influence as Jefferson has on other defenses, and how much attention he gets. And it's almost immediate once the ball is snapped. Yeah. How you can't start drawing up quick plays. I mean, they were with Hawk there, a couple plays where it's like more of that will help Jefferson then get open. But it's like, we got to move the ball down the field.
You guys want to hear some fucking stats right here?
Hell yeah, baby. Give us the stats.
In January of 1999, when the Minnesota Vikings played the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC divisional round of the playoffs, Randall Cunningham rushed the ball 3 times. David Palmer rushed the ball 2 times. Robert Smith rushed the ball 19 times. Leroy Horde rushed the ball 11 times. And Charles Evans, the fullback, rushed the ball 1 time. That is diversity. That is diversity. Robert Smith was an elite running back then, and you have this schmuck Leroy Horde who gets 11 carries.
Yeah. Schmuck, I don't think Leroy Horde would appreciate that, and I don't appreciate you.
He was at the end of his career, and he was great for us.
The man could get you 3 yards right now.
Get you 3. If you needed 3, he'd get you 4. If you needed, he'd get you -3. Just give them.
And one time when you needed 17, he got you 41. That was one of the best runs I've ever seen. Where'd you pull that one out of, Brad?
I'm going back to I fucking hate running the ball. I like to
love it.
score.
I love it.
Like I love
I
scoring.
love watching offensive line run blocking. It's my favorite.
Back when we had Adrian Peterson, or we had a running back that could bust a play anytime,
matter
and
who
score a
it is.
touchdown. I love that.
We don't got him.
No.
How about that? How about we're getting projected Ashton Jean to you?
But we still have to fucking run the ball.
I think I'd rather have good offensive linemen than a good
Yes.
running back.
Yes.
But
I really think
no,
we
but
get
if he, yeah, if that kid from Boise fell that far to us, I think we're dumb not to take him. I mean, you have to.
Fuck the draft, man.
How is
Like,
that possible? If that guy would fall
at
to us?
28, they're saying at 28. Well, I mean, that's a projection, way early, worth nothing projection. But
You're
that's
kidding.
he's a running back. There's only three
He's a
running
Heisman
backs.
candidate.
There's three running back. He's not going to win it. There's three running backs in the league that do anything for you.
Quarterbacks tend to win that.
No,
McCaffrey, Henry, and Saquon Barkley. Other than that, they're all just fill-in guys that they're all the same.
That's not even a little bit
Some
true.
of them can catch passes, and some of them can block pass rushers.
Some
That's
can
the
hold on to
difference
the
maker.
ball too, I guess.
But the best teams run the ball.
That's the thing is Ty Chandler doesn't pick up the blitz just as well as Aaron Jones does. And so that makes throwing the ball harder if Aaron Jones isn't in the game. I'm pretty sure Cam Akers isn't as good as a pass rush blocker as Aaron Jones. And that also takes a toll on Sam Darnold.
Cam Akers came up pretty big in that second
He
half.
sure
with some
did.
blocks. I was nervous about it, and because you could see the play developing, it's like, oh God, please block, and he did. No, they need to change their offensive mentality, and they need to figure out how they can get some.
Are we longing for Brad Childress right now?
No, I'm
just saying they gotta run the ball somehow. Like it's not just the off right tackle fucking draw shit. Like they need to run it, mix in some runs. That way, when the play action goes into 7-second fucking play, we have a chance to get these guys open.
Yeah.
When you run the ball 3 times a game, your play action doesn't. You might as well not even do play action.
The run scheme is not good. It's not good. We've got Jones is good back, but there's
The
no
offensive line has been, shifting based on who's available.
Yeah, and there's not a bunch of zone schemes. There's not a bunch of pull-in. There's not a bunch of counters because I don't know that they trust them to do that sort of stuff. So I think it's straight up or nothing at this point. That is not
simplified. Yeah. Keep it
So
simple,
why not
stupid.
go back to 5-6 years ago where we were one of the better zone blocking schemes? Dalvin Cook. That's why
you still need good blockers in order to execute those plays. Run
Yes,
blocking is easier, but it's still not easy.
yeah, but when you run a zone blocking scheme, we've never had a great offensive line until, and I wouldn't even say our offensive line, in the last year or two has been great. It's better than what we've had, but we've actually been able to rush the ball in previous years with shitty offensive linemen. That's where your zone blocking comes in. I mean, they got to do something. They have to do something.
I think we're really missing Darrisaw a lot.
I don't think so.
I think we are a ton.
He's a lot better than Cam.
100% he's way better. But it's not like Cam Robinson's not doing a decent job. He's not giving up the big sacks and shit. Yeah. They're coming from the fucking middle.
It still makes a lot more work for guys on each of his sides, though, than they're probably used to earlier in the season.
Right.
No, but actually, Brad is right. If you watch the game today, all the sacks are coming from O'Neal's side. And that's not on O'Neal.
I've never liked him, though.
Who?
O'Neal.
O'Neal?
Excuse me?
This is a top 3 right tackle, man. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I might be thinking of somebody else.
He's very, very good.
If you think of any of our centers or guards, then you can be talking shit.
Yeah, and Reiser's not picking up the slack of Ingram either. He's not.
Ingram is who I was thinking of.
Ingram's a shit bag.
Ingram hasn't played the last week. He might get a start next week just because.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what Reiser's PFF score is because last 2 weeks has been 50, 52.
Yeah,
it's his first 2 games of the year though.
Yeah.
You got to give him a little.
10th year in the fucking league. But
Well, no,
That fucking Bringle is a fucking shitbag. Bradbury's a shitbag.
Yeah.
we're sitting here talking about how they need to run more. Ingram's a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker. I mean, that's been Ingram's problem is he can't hold a pass block. So if we want to get back to the run, but the big boy from where's he from? Georgia?
Holy shit.
What?
They just fucking stopped the football game to say that President Biden just pardoned his son.
Really?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Like they fucking like jacked the fucking football game for that. Big news, I guess.
Huh.
Sorry. Not to get political here.
It's not a political show.
Well, yeah. Anyway, no comment.
Anywho,
So I think we all can like agree. We like offensively, we need to change. If we think that we can actually win the Super Bowl, we need to change
can't.
some
we
aspects.
Don't believe that. We don't believe that.
That where their strengths are, and that's where it's going to lie. But there are small adjustments that can be made.
I'm not even.
It's running more. Yes.
No, that's the thing. I'm not even talking about putting up more points. I'm just saying we need to start bleeding more clock and giving our defense a break because
Right.
that's even if you get at least get 2 first downs before you punt the ball away as opposed to just 3 and outs, like that's just backbreaking on your defense. But we'll see what I don't know. We'll see what O'Connell does.
And that's
Hopefully
what
he does
Mike
something.
Zimmer did. Is he really took issue with how much the offense was passing on first down, and he wanted to control the ball, and I think that's something that O'Connell really has no interest in.
I had Adrian Peterson, so
Yeah,
it's a little different.
yeah, it is a lot easier when you've got a Hall of Famer back there.
I mean, there's different philosophies. Yes, obviously, it's better to get a first down on first down as opposed to using 3 downs, but
It's also important to keep the clock running too.
it's a lot easier getting a 3rd down when it's 3rd and 3 as opposed to 3rd and 9 or 10. Like, so I don't.
Here's the deal, though. We only punted the ball twice today. That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, like that's
So
with
then
one turnover. So that's 3 of our 10 possessions. 2 of them we punted. 1 we had a fucking turnover.
So the other side of that coin, though, is when did the offense start getting hot?
About the end of the 3rd quarter.
Well, the beginning.
Huddle. When they went.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
So
Play with tempo. I like when they play with tempo.
I do too.
And then they don't have to run the ball.
But then
Like
they're not burning the clock. It's like,
Yeah, I
Culver,
mean-
you're right. Culver, you're right. I should not be a freaking offensive coordinator for an NFL team.
But if you're moving the ball and scoring points, like I don't give a shit like about time of possession or whatnot. Like move the ball, get down there.
You have to, because your defensive players aren't going to be able to continue to do what they did in the first half. And you have to control the ball.
Well, that's different though when you're up 21-0 because your offense moves.
It's absolutely different. Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the thinking behind Kansas City. All they're doing right now is just run, chug the clock, because they're trying to get to the Super Bowl with the least amount of plays to get the least amount of injuries to the Super Bowl.
Huh.
Trying to cut the game in half.
Yeah.
Really. So, I mean, obviously they know they're going to be there, so they can do that. And they only
Boy, it must be nice.
Vision, it's not that hard, but
Patrick Mahomes just wakes up one day and says, I feel like winning the Super Bowl today.
How many times though during this game were you
don't need to
when you watched it were you like, please don't run the ball, as when the Cardinals had the ball?
Yeah.
And they didn't run the ball. They could have bled so much more time off the clock. Like, and they had us beat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, we were back waiting for the play to start. That was annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned that in the chat. Somebody mentioned about the difference between the green dot.
Yeah, Ivan Pace not calling plays, not out there on the field. I mean, he's a bully. Like he looks like a bully, dude. And that's what you need as a play caller, as a guy, as a leader. This is his 2nd year, which is crazy that he's able to do that. But
as an undrafted free agent,
the super assertive dude, and he will tell you what you're supposed to be doing. And
that 3rd down fucking play call with 5 seconds left on the fucking shot clock or whatever the fuck you call it.
Get home.
And everybody's standing around. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Tyler, we didn't pick up any of your audio there. You got to get it again.
No, seriously, yeah, get in your fucking stance, man. Get in your. There's 5 seconds, just like you're saying, Brad. They're 2 on the clock. You get down. You've had the play for 25 seconds, and now you're deciding to figure out what the hell you're doing. Come on. I realize they're adjusting to what they're coming out in their formation, but man, that was like for 2 straight drives. They did not know what they were doing.
What a fucking gutsy call by them on 3rd and 7 to run the draw.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that's
But
heads
it
up by
worked out
Murray,
perfect
though.
because you didn't have a guy fucking down in the stance.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not tough to push somebody back when they're standing straight up. Like,
And I'm not mad about the closeness of this game. Arizona looked good. They looked good. And I watched the game against Seattle last week too, and it was a defensive battle. Kyler looked way better this week than he did last week.
100%.
Marvin had a game. Like, they had everything lined up to beat us, and we still come out on top. So
Marvin didn't look that good. And once again, I'm going to go back to Olsen talking about how smart this guy is. When he talked about how Harrison doesn't come back for the ball on his routes or whatnot, and then like you see Jefferson when he goes down and he comes back 5 yards to get the ball. Like, don't get me wrong, Harrison's going to be a stud.
Yeah,
He's going to be an absolute stud.
Yep.
He's young. Like, maybe he doesn't get it yet.
no, I have a feeling a bunch of Cardinal fans are having the same exact discussion we are. It's just that they were in the red zone more than we were, and it's like we got to figure out. They're moving the ball fine. It's like they got to figure out a way to get the ball into the end zone. Like, that is so impressive to let a team march down the field and hold them to 4 or 5 field goals, whatever they had. Like,
they had an elite rusher too. I think Connor is an elite rusher for that team.
He is.
I also think that offensive line's quite good.
If you look, he's got even more yards after contact than Derrick Henry this year. He's got by far most this year. So
Well, they say he has like the most broken tackles.
Broken tackles. Yeah, they mentioned that during the broadcast.
yeah,
I don't know. Like, it's good that we can sit here and have a conversation and have some dialogue about a team that is 10-2 right now, and wanting them to get better. Like, I just don't want to make the playoffs.
yeah.
Oh, you guys want another tidbit?
99% chance to make the playoffs.
oh god, here comes the Twinskies.
What's that? Go ahead. Sorry.
You got a. Did you know?
Daniel Jones's last win was in Minnesota.
Oh yeah. No way.
God,
Playoffs, in the
You were there?
playoffs. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I believe that.
Well, he
Great.
won't be beating us for a while.
Let's go. I like him. I like him a lot.
I do too. We talked about it. We like the addition. It didn't cost us much.
No, I
Tyler
love.
didn't get to. Tyler didn't get to.
Yeah, Tyler, give us your Daniel Jones take.
I think okay, so I do like Duke. I liked him at the draft. I did not like him as a first round pick. Background. He's one of the worst accuracy quarterbacks in the league. I don't know if he's faking, if he's just trying to get out there. He just putting zero effort in. Zero effort. You go back.
Well, he was a running quarterback at Duke too. Like they did not. He was a dozen, maybe 15 throws a game.
I'm gonna stick real quick. Like when I was masturbating to Sam Darnold coming to us, I believe Tyler, you said the same thing. His accuracy was not good.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's been
possibly
the worst. He's been the worst quarterback statistically, though. Like the past 2 years, though.
Sam Darnold was too. They play on shit teams with shit coaches.
We had the benefit of Darnold being with the Niners for a year to get coached up a little bit, gets his confidence back. So I mean, hopefully we can do that in a quicker turnaround. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Get back to Tyler.
I went back and looked at his draft tape from from when he was drafted, and I mean, he looked really, really, really good in college. What he was doing, he was dropping dimes in there. That's why they can call, Danny Dimes. But now it's Sammy Dimes, and we don't need 2 dimes. We got one. We got Sammy Dimes. We don't got Danny Dimes. All right.
See, I told you I got really drunk during this, and I was calling Sammy Dimes, and they're like, "You can't call him Sammy Dimes," and I'm like, "But he's dropping dimes 30 yards down the field."
No, that's why we're gonna switch it.
He had to. It's like they were wearing the same number, and Daniel Jones has to get a new nickname. It's gonna be.
He does. Vanilla Vic.
Hey,
when back up, he's better than Nick Mullins. He's a great addition for free.
Yeah.
And next year, if we keep him through, we might get a third round compensatory pick about it. No brainer.
So what? But my thing is let's pretend we're in a hypothetical world. Then what do you do with him next year? I mean, everybody is just saying this will be great. We could
well, and the news says that Sam Darnold is going to have a hell of a market too, so he ain't.
Yeah,
well, of course he is. He's a top 10 quarterback right now. Like, of course he's gonna
in the Super Bowl. Yes.
Well, my thing.
I mean, as a Vikings fan, is this not like one of the best things ever? We have a rookie QB under contract, which we've never seen him play. We don't know what he's going to do. Which rookie quarterbacks you never know. We have a guy that we took a flyer on for basically free, and he's a top 10 quarterback this year. We just
took another flyer.
Signed another flyer on a first round top 10 quarterback pick who's 27 years old, who is mobile as hell.
He ain't getting $37 million again, I tell you that much.
No, he's not going to. Like, the Vikings quarterback thing after Kirk Cousins held us hostage for 4 or 5 years.
He didn't hold us hostage, my friend.
I kind of did.
He might have held the Washington franchise hostage with all the franchise tags, but
he kind of did
because the guy showed up to work every fucking day. Every fucking day for like 8 goddamn years.
Well, he held us hostage financially. I mean,
that was good. That's what good players do. They hold you hostage.
And now we got
Johnson will hold us hostage for a while now.
We have 3 Kirk Cousins now for the cost of a tenth of one cousin.
We have parts of Kirk Cousins.
Cousins might not even start next week against us.
Together and just like make their deficiencies, hide their deficiencies enough, they can do what Kirk Cousins did.
He's shit.
Kirk Cousins is shit.
That was a good time to get rid of him after an Achilles injury, apparently, because boy, Aaron Rodgers is shit too. Wow.
There's another scheme right there. Aaron Rodgers might be coming to the Vikings next year. You never know.
We don't want him. We're not making that mistake twice. Fool us once. Actually, this would be the 3rd time.
What are you talking about? Brett Favre took us to the NFC Championship.
I know, and lost by turning the fucking ball over.
Whoa, you're not blaming that game.
This could be the 2nd time we do that shit. Takes the Jets castaways to fucking lead us into the playoffs and 5 turnovers in a game and fucking game's over before it starts.
He didn't have 5 turnovers in that game.
He had 3 of them.
He had 1 costly interception at the end. Yeah, because they were fucking illegally hitting him.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Adrian Peterson fumbled the ball a couple times that game too. So
anyway, Tyler was going to ask a
illegally hitting. That's something I never thought of describing what they were doing. That's not exactly what was going on. Well, there was an active bounty on his head.
Yeah,
it was illegally for extra money.
They were illegally hitting him.
That's not an illegal hitting. They were hitting him legally. They were just taking money illegally.
No, those were illegal hits.
No, the hits were legal.
They did.
He broke his ankle legally.
The reason why the rule changed.
Yeah.
So, funsies. Let's see. So, Kirk versus Sam Darnold this year, right?
Next week.
I wish Kirk the whole best in the world. All right, so they got about the same completion percentage, about the same yardage, about the same yard per attempt. Sam's got 21 touchdowns. Kirk has 17. Sam's got 10 picks. Kirk has 9.
Same quarterback.
That really went up today with his 4.
Sam's sacked 8 more times, and Darnold has 170 yards rushing, and Kirk has -3.
We have a better version of Kirk Cousins actively.
A running version of Kirk, yeah.
At a quarter of the cost.
Less than a quarter. Well, more than
what an organization. Speaking of great organizations, The Wild made a move, boys.
Ooh,
Last show I mentioned they would be a buyer, and boy, did they fucking buy. I did not expect them to go after young defensive prospects, but I did expect them to get veteran defenders to shore up the final lines, the lower lines, and they really went high ceiling with this David Jiricek. And I think there's something there. The guy's, 22? And
21.
Yeah, 20. No, I think he's 22. And then
literally just texted
Jesper
about this.
Wallstedt is 21. I just told you this in the group chat, man. He just turned 22. Wallstedt just turned 21. And he takes a lot of penalties, but you're going to take a lot of penalties when you're a young player like that. I think he's a plus player if we can eliminate the penalties from his game. That comes with playing with a better defensive pairing. Better defensive partner, and he's going to get one of those, and I think that's going to suit us well for not just this year but for years to come. And they gave up all kinds of draft picks for this guy, as I think they should, because he finds the open man like crazy. He's a great assister, great passer of the puck. He's a negative player because of the penalties he takes, and I think that comes
dominates in the AHL.
Yeah, I mean, it's still. He's still posting a negative plus minus in the AHL though, just because he spent so much time in the. Every time you're the guy who takes the penalty and you give up a power play goal, that's on you. So he just needs to stay out of the penalty box and he'll be just fine. I mean, 13 minutes on the ice as the third defensive pairing with a great partner. I mean, this defense is insane good. It makes goaltending almost fucking irrelevant. It's how good these guys are blocking shots. You've got the number one guy in blocking shots in Jared Spurgeon. You've got fucking Brodeen, one of the best defenders in the league, somebody who posts most ice time in hockey. You got fucking Brock Faber from University of Minnesota, who just showed up from the Gophers for a playoff run and acted like he'd been there the whole time. That defense is getting really, really good. And it really eliminates a lot of the chances that Gustafsson, Fleury, etc. have to face. They're setting this up for Jesper Wallstedt, who is 21, as I said, just turned 21 3 days ago, Mike, who has a 2.7 goals against average this season in the AHL, finally looking like a guy that they expected him to be. This team is set up to be a potential dynasty with Kirill Kaprizov on the roster.
Sounds like Minnesota sports minus the Twins are setting up defensive teams.
The Twins are for sale. It couldn't be better for the Twins right now. Yeah. They're for sale. That's the best thing that's happened in Twins history since 1991.
Well, I'll tell you what, when that XRP shit hits, I'll buy him.
Oh my God. Anybody, last thoughts?
No, I think it's just really
points this year in the league.
What's that?
It's the amount of goals against Wild have allowed.
Yeah, no, that's because their defense is legit. It's fantastic. And also a bounce back year for Philip Gustafsson. He was terrible last year. He was great the year before, and he's great again. And that comes with, I think, the arrival of Jared Spurgeon, because Jared Spurgeon was lost for the year last year, and the guy blocks more shots than anybody in the league typically. So that is huge to have that guy out on the ice. And he is providing offense too. I mean, we are getting offense from our defense like none other. I think we have the top scoring defensemen. We have 3 of the top, I think, 9 guys or 10 guys in the league with goals expected against. We have those 3 top guys on our same team. That's insane. That's insane.
Hey, let's get back. Let's get back to some real shit. Like Vikings football.
Oh, Jesus.
They're leading the NHL right now. They're the best team in hockey.
They're fucking taking off. They got
who cares? They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs like they always do.
On the Golden Knights, they're going to fucking finish second that division. We're going to host almost 2 rounds, probably 2 rounds in the playoffs if we can get out of the first round, which I think we can.
It's prime football season right now.
I'm exasperated by
let's go.
It's hockey season in the state of hockey, God, and it's always hockey season in the state of hockey.
I just love how you have a blockbuster trade. We can't talk more than 3 minutes on it. But we can talk about signing.
We can't talk about it at all. We got fucking 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all I get to talk about. A guy who can face a fucking entire ass game for the state of hockey. It's fucking insane.
Well, we can talk about Daniel Jones for freaking 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it did cost signing him to the process.
But you can't talk about it. He's going to start on Tuesday for us. On Tuesday. And skate 13 minutes. And skate 13 minutes and have a hit and a block. And maybe an assist. Maybe an assist.
Here, calm the fuck down.
Maybe a goal, Tony. Maybe a goal.
It's coming from the guy that's watched one period of hockey this year.
And in overtime. Watched them win last night.
Hell yeah, baby. What a great comeback win. I put money on them after they went down because they are the second best team in the NHL when they're down by 2 goals. Second best behind only the Golden Knights.
Well, I have a question, though. So expectations. I obviously have the biggest expectations of the Minnesota Vikings every single year. I look deep into it. That's why I think I've almost nailed the win total every year. I've commented on it.
Almost every year.
So what was your guys' expectations at the beginning of the year? Have they exceeded?
9-win team.
I thought we were going to be a 500 team. Well, below 500 since you can't get to
I
500
thought
anymore.
we'd go 9-8.
Okay, so do you think this season is a success then right
Already
now?
it's a success. They've surpassed all of my expectations. Yeah.
No,
No, not a bit. Not even a little.
no,
Absolutely not.
no, not now.
Yep.
Not now. Now you want more. You're
No,
getting greedy. You're getting greedy.
Let Culver make his point because I guarantee we're going to make the same point.
No, you can make it.
Okay, my point is, before going into the season, we didn't know what Sam Darnold was, so
Yeah.
that's why we all thought it would be like a mediocre team. We knew the defense would get better.
I did.
Oh, shut up! That's a
You-
fucking guess. Nobody, you're not in the practice rooms or on the field, fucking watching them throw dimes. I'm just saying. But now that we know,
Why is it dimes? Can we discuss this? Why?
because
did
he
we come up
drops dimes down the
drops
field.
dimes? I know, but why is it not quarters or 50-cent pieces or
Everybody can throw a quarterback.
$100.
Sammy Silver Dollar Darnold? Oh, we got his new name.
Yeah, because he's so inaccurate. Yeah. No, but now that we know we have a good quarterback,
Well, we don't have
Yeah.
a good one. We have a
our
mediocre.
expectations have to rise.
Don't say mediocre. He's good. Mediocre
He's
is 15. He's top
Good,
10.
not great. Good, not great.
Top
Right?
10.
He's got better stats than Patrick Mahomes this year.
Yeah,
He's
but
better.
Patrick Mahomes is
I'm not saying.
better.
I'm
On
not
that.
Yes, I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes has not been playing very Patrick Mahomes-esque this year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Blaming on Taylor
It's hard to
Swift.
say in a suit.
Because he doesn't have to do it with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So
So no, at this time of the season now, yes, this team better win at least 2 playoff games.
yeah.
Like we have a team where it'd be a disappointment if they don't.
So if we don't, so what you guys, I think you're going to agree with me. If we don't make it to the NFC Championship, I'm upset.
I expect them to beat everybody but Philly and Detroit in
Yep.
the playoffs.
That would be where I'm sitting to right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced that they will beat everyone
But they
outside of those two teams.
They will. They should. I expect them to. But they could also beat Philly and Detroit too. I
They
mean,
could also easily lose to those teams.
They could do
They could lose to the Atlanta next week, and they could lose to Seattle next week.
and we
I
won't.
would not be
Yeah,
surprised.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, we could, but it doesn't, it's not going to
Doesn't
hurt
matter.
where we're at in the playoffs. We're going to,
No, it won't. But I mean,
Hands
we can
down, we're
lose to them in the
probably-
playoffs too.
unless Detroit somehow falters.
They almost did against Chicago. God, I was rooting for Chicago to win that game.
Other D linemen too for the
I
year.
mean,
If any of us were coaching Chicago in that game, the Vikings are fucking first in the NFC.
That
Number 1.
key.
Yeah, it's not easy. Hey, ref, time out. Time out. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Tony, I need to give you a timeout to let Brad talk for a second.
Fine, I'm going to mix a drink then.
no, I'm going to say that I think any team can be beaten. I think there's 3 teams, Philly, Detroit, and Minnesota. The other ones on any given day, yeah, in the regular season,
In the
They-
NFC, right?
in the NFC, yes, can be beat. Tony brought up a good point about, do you think that KOC is maybe holding a little bit back for the playoffs?
Yeah.
Which is understandable because, like, right now we're pretty much, I think we have to win one game and we're pretty much guaranteed the 5th seed. We're going to play a shitty NFC South team, which we should win.
If it's Tampa Bay, I'm not so sure about that though.
I agreed with that. Baker Mayfield, I don't like him.
That could be trouble.
Especially going down to Florida. That's the one that scares me.
Yeah.
We just got stuck in a shitty year. I mean, that first game against Detroit is going to loom large because I think that's why we're not going to win the North. We should have beat them. They outplayed us. But we had a chance to win, and we should have won that game.
I think I have a flip side to your narrative, though. We could have beat Detroit in the same fashion that the Bears could have beat Detroit. They're a beatable team. Why I think this is the perfect year, why you don't want to get your hopes up too much, because we'd still have to face the Bills or the frickin' Chiefs on the other side.
I could care less. If I could see my team in the Super Bowl, like, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Okay, now let me finish my point. The NFC, this is not the NFC we thought we were going to see this year. That's why I think this could be our year. The juggernauts are not the juggernauts. Like, I think us, Detroit, I agree with your assessment. Us, Detroit, and the Eagles, I think we're the same team.
Yep.
It just depends on who wins that Sunday. I mean, Eagles aren't a slouch of a team, just like Detroit isn't, but no offense to Detroit, like, good defense stops good offense. That's what scares me about our offense. Like, that's what scares me about O'Connell is got to fix some things, but I think this Vikings team can definitely beat the Eagles or the Lions.
I mean, in that Lions game, what was it? It was one like busted play where Jameer Gibbs.
Tony, we lost to the Lions by 2 points. We gave that game away. The Bears just almost beat the Lions. The Lions are a beatable team.
On a short week, the Bears almost beat the Lions.
Oh, God.
And Thursday football is always garbage for everybody. I mean,
my God.
I'm not convinced that's an aberration.
It's an aboriginal.
It's an aboriginal.
The Aboriginals did.
Oh, God. I'm drunk. I've been drinking all day.
Nice.
That's not good for you.
I mean, it's Sunday. It's what I do with my Sundays, all right? I'm going to not drink tomorrow because I got to ref a basketball game on Tuesday. I don't drink before basketball games or tennis matches. So
why not?
Because you got to run up and down the court, and I don't want to be sweating vodka all day. But, yeah.
Mike had one last point on the Wild.
The Lions lost to the Buccaneers at home.
Yeah, the Buccaneers we're still scared of the Buccaneers. Mike mentioned that.
I'm scared of playing the Buccaneers in Tampa. I'm not scared of playing them at home.
We're not going to get to play Detroit at home. They're going to win the division. Their schedule does not. I mean, they could lose a game. They've got a real tough schedule coming up. They got the Niners, who need to have one. I think they got the Rams on that schedule too.
They got the Packers, Bills, Bears, Niners, and then us.
That's not great.
That last game could be a playoff game, guys.
Yeah,
that could be for the number one overall seed in the NFC.
We still got to beat Green Bay again, and Chicago, who's always going to play us tough, and Detroit. We don't have a cake either. So
Chicago did that in Detroit, did they not?
Yes.
So they got to go to Chicago and win, and that is a pain in the ass at that time of year. But I mean, they're a great running team. Their game suits that weather, so I think they'll be fine.
We got Green Bay and Bears at home, and Atlanta at home. We got to go to Seahawks again, dude.
You've mentioned this. We get screwed and have to fucking go to Seattle all the time.
Never get to play that game in Minnesota. It's crazy.
It's wild.
7 to the last 4. 7 in Seattle, 4 in Minneapolis, if I'm remembering it right. But that's
I think so.
Way too despaired. It's ridiculous.
How do the Vikes get no respect either? That freaking Falcons-Vikings game, that should not be an 11 o'clock game.
The Detroit game's a flex game, and that's definitely going to be either a Sunday or Monday night game.
Which one?
The Detroit game, the last game of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers had so many fucking primetime games this year with the Jets at the beginning of the year. Make this a primetime game for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they're top of their division now.
Pseudo top of their division. I think they're tied. I mean, that's a sad thing about how good the NFC North is.
They're gonna have 3 teams with 10 wins in the fucking playoffs this year. I mean, that's insane.
The other two divisions aren't even going to have a 10-win team in the playoffs.
We
Yeah,
got the wins.
we just beat the shit out of everyone. That's what the NFC North does. I think
Our fourth team could probably make the playoffs in another division.
and Daniel Jones running the practice squad against the Dallas Cowboys. I take the practice squad.
I would too. I would too.
By the way, the Bobcats could put 40 on Miami because I'm pretty sure almost everyone who can run the ball can put 40 on Miami.
I would like to. Bobcats honestly have a pretty solid offensive line.
Yes, I told you they got a fucking guy who's going to probably be drafted to play professional football.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you a secret about every NFL team, though. They've got 5 offensive linemen who were drafted.
that is a good point.
But the practice squad are guys that have been drafted sometimes.
No, I'm saying I think this is at this level of college football. I think it's one of the best college football teams I've seen.
In the FCS. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck, I would like to play the Bobcats against fucking Colorado. I bet we would kick the shit out of them.
I'd
bet
like
we
to see
could beat
that
'em.
game, too. I mean, we're ranked higher than Colorado in the overall rankings.
I hate Colorado.
We'll see next year. We face who do we got first game? I think Oregon. Yeah. So we're gonna find out how good the Cats are next year.
We won't though because a lot of these
Because
guys
they
are
lose all of our
graduated.
best players.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring some new guys in from California. It'll be fine. No, how close is the NFL to college football right now, though? There's like not
It's
a
still
clear.
far away.
No, I'm saying
College football is way more progressive. They do
the
everything.
landscape of college football. There's not.
You mean parity wise, or
Yeah. There's
oh
not.
yeah, it's very close.
There's not one clear dominant team. Just
No,
like in
you're
the
right
NFL,
there.
there's not one clear
Yeah.
dominant team.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like,
and that's what's happened with the name, image, and likeness changes. Is it's the parity is just incredible. Anybody can lose any goddamn week nowadays.
In the FBS, you cannot there
are no off days. Well, there are.
What I'm saying, like in the FBS, like there is no clear favorite to win the national championship this year.
No.
There's no clear favorite. I mean, fuck.
I don't even know who the top 12 teams are. I have no fucking idea.
Texas.
Who's good?
State next week, big matchup, 1 versus 4 in the Big Ten now. Or Oregon, Penn State.
Miami's not even going to be in the ACC title game.
They
It's
all
going to be an
lost. They just lost this last
SMU.
week.
Yes, SMU Clemson. I mean, most of the goddamn ACC's improvement this year is due to an AAC team that added themselves to the fucking
Did you guys see the shit that went down yesterday at the fucking Michigan OSU game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Where
It
the
happened in,
cops
like,
were
5
macing the
different
Michigan
games.
guys.
yeah.
Planting
Those cops
flags.
should
What's
get,
with the planting of flags? Can we not plant flags? Let's just stop
Fuck
doing
that.
that. No, we don't need to do it. It's fucking
yes, you do need to do it.
No, you do not. What do you need to do it for? So you can fucking fight the other team after you just fought the other team?
How about just fucking lose respectively?
Yeah.
You just got your ass
No,
kicked.
it's
as number 2.
respectably, not respectively. Respectably is how you lose.
Okay, yeah. So lose. Get the fuck off the field. You just lost to a shitty
It's their
Michigan
field.
team.
They should be able to defend it.
Well, guess what? They didn't. They got their asses fucking kicked by
All
a
I
shitty
know is
Michigan
there's not
team.
enough goddamn security at those games because people keep coming onto the field all the
It
time.
was- it
and
didn't-
makes
it wasn't the
goddamn wild
fans.
and crazy. I
It
know
wasn't-
it isn't, but I mean, it still makes it really hard to fucking.
All the fans fucking left
Competitors.
because their team got their ass kicked by Michigan, who should
Oh yeah,
didn't
you're right.
deserve
Yeah,
to
it's the
play.
away team. Yeah.
Let him steal the post. Let him steal. Let him get out the stadium and throw it in the river. It's fine. What's the big deal?
No kidding. No kidding. I agree with
The
that.
big deal is you need a saw. If you would watch Pablo Torre finds out, you got to have a saw, or the goalpost won't come down.
It does. It does. It just takes some ingenuity. Like the first time the Cats beat the Cats beat the Grizz,
2002.
2002. I was there. I helped tear down that fucking engineered goalpost
No
by that
way.
engineering college.
Yeah,
thing.
that must have been impossible.
It was. It fucking sucked. It was
Wow.
about an hour worth.
Oh my god!
And I'm going to
But
tell you
guess
one
what?
thing: you didn't get maced by cops, did you? It's because you're a white kid.
Well, and I was at home.
You're not wrong.
And then you know what the smart thing is though? We didn't take it to the fucking goddamn Madison River and throw the goddamn goalpost
Why
in.
would
That
you-
would have been
no.
quite the drive, yeah.
We
Quite the
fucking
walk.
walked it down to the Crystal Bar. That's what we did.
Right, and now it sits there to this day.
Yes, it does. I don't know why you throw this shit in the river. Like what? I
It's
don't
the
get.
closest thing. It's just for some places they're on a river. Yeah, I mean,
Throw it in the river, like to
you
get
have
rid
a
of it?
bar,
Like,
they have a river. I can't believe you guys made it all the way down there. That's impressive, man.
that's what tough people do, Tony.
There wasn't a lot of ice on the streets.
Yeah, it must have been good weather. Did you have a police escort?
No, we didn't.
But you just blocked the street.
We just fucking walked it down there. The cops wanted to give people like fucking MIPs and shit like that.
How dare they?
Fuck the police.
How dare they enforce the law?
16-year-olds out here and giving them MIPs. What?
Come on.
Mike's doing the fucking money
It wasn't
dance.
for the goddamn college kids. Those cops don't even have a fucking job. Get back in your fucking cop car, you pig.
I agree.
Should we talk Timberwolves? Timberwolves won a game.
They fucking suck.
Yeah, fuck
Well, they'll be
basketball.
fine, man. They got Mike Conley back. They showed the difference between Mike Conley and Rob Dillingham. And
When I watched that game the other day, Tony, I will have to
turned the
say
ball
like
over 17 times. That's the problem. It's that simple.
Conley is so good.
Yes.
for that
Yes,
team.
and he unlocks the Rudy Gobert offense. And
Dillingham's
that is
there
what
though.
we're missing.
He's there. That guy is an electric player. He's
I
going
think
to be
I think
good.
he would benefit more from playing every day in the G League because he's
I
not
agree
getting
with
enough
that.
playing time here.
I
So
agree with you.
just call up the kid who put up like 45 in the fucking for the Iowa Wild and let him sit on the bench because he's not a prospect that's going anywhere, and let him play every day for the fucking G League and let him get some seasoning. But I
agree
mean, I
with
invited Joel to this, and I was hoping to bounce that off of him, and I think he would agree with me because it doesn't do him any good to not play. If he's not going to play, then I mean, sure, having Mike Conley as a veteran on the team to kind of advise him, but I mean, he can't put that anything in motion because he's sitting on the fucking bench behind Mike Conley.
Mike Conley is like the team is so much better with Mike Conley on the court. Like
I'm-
so much better.
Well, I
Like,
told you last week that we don't ever consider how important Mike Conley is to this team until he's gone, and then you see it, and then he comes back, and then you're like, oh, they can win games when he's on the floor. I'll be damned.
Dillingham's young though. He's gonna
Yeah.
learn it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he's very young and he's great. He's bona fide, awesome ball handler, not a great scorer, but he can find the open man. And towards
let
the
me-
end of the game, when he had his most minutes, he finally started opening up the offense with Rudy Gobert. He finally started seeing the lob pass. And Mike Conley does that better than anybody.
So
And so that's
gotta-
why Mike Conley is important to the Timberwolves. Sorry, Mike.
I have a question for Culver on the Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves are 9-10, and we're going to talk about them for 10 minutes. And the Wild are 16-4, and they're just horrible.
Yeah, they're just
But-
bad. They're bad. I
Yeah.
mean, we get 5 minutes to talk about the best team in Minnesota. It's insane.
Vikings are 10-2.
That's still not as impressive as 16-4.
They're not. The fucking Wild are leading their division, man. They're
Let's
better
go
than the Vikings. They're better. They're better. They're going to
Let's
win
go
a game in the
percentage
playoffs.
points.
They might win two series in the playoffs.
They
Vikings
won't win a series. They might win a fucking game.
No, they're going to win
Whoa,
two
whoa,
series.
whoa.
They're going to win two series. Now that they've got this guy, David Jiricek.
I'll
they're
bet you,
gonna win
Tony,
two
right
series.
now, live on air. I'll bet you that the fucking Wild do not get out of the first round.
I bet
I'll take that bet.
that the Wild go farther than the Vikings in the playoffs.
Ooh, there's a good bet. There's a good bet.
No, we're talking, baby. Give it to me. Come on. Give me some odds, baby. Let me hear it. Oh, I'm ready.
Loser has to get a picture of Dalton tattooed on their body.
No, never going to do that. Never going to tarnish this body with a face of Dalton on it.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. That would be great.
You can put it on your butt cheek.
I could not know. It would not.
Come on, let's do it. I'll do it right now.
No. I don't even like tattoos. Let alone a tattoo of drunk Dalton on my ass.
Yeah, we should maybe that
Dalton trying to put a golf ball on a tee with his head right next to the fucking tee.
Yeah.
His drunken face right behind it. He can't get it to sit on the tee.
Guys, hey, whoever wins that bet, the loser has to wear a tiara for an entire show.
I would do that.
I'd do that.
But
anyway.
I would do that right now.
Yeah.
Somebody would just have to send me the tiara. Actually, I would buy the shit. I'd wear it to Mariah shows.
I think for next week, though, we should do some serious planning if everybody can make part of the game, or either before or directly after, because this is the Super Bowl, our first Super Bowl next week.
Yeah. This has been a fun season. Dramatically, like I said, they should be on TNT. TNT knows drama, and so do the Vikings.
I'm going to see Flores tear fucking Cousins' head off.
I do too.
I bet it's not even a game.
I want to see the Vikings take
It's always a game if
Cousins.
the Vikings are involved.
Put him on a cross, put nails into his fucking hands.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Be like, try to get to target now. You can't get to target now, can you?
He shops at TJ Maxx. You know he shops at TJ Maxx.
Coles, guys, come on.
I think we should be
Of course it's Coles. Of course it's Coles.
Oh God.
Well, with that said, that's our show. Thank you for joining us on Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. We're live at Foul Play-by-Play and on TikTok at Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play, where I remind you, you can find some of the videos that have been blocked on YouTube on Just the Pip, which is the playlist of all the picture-in-pictures from AEW shows that I watch and take the painstaking time to record for you so you can watch later.
So I will send the picture of Dalton for our bet to you.
We need to have another segment with the Dalton drunk segment.
No, that's TikTok only. That shit should be illegal. It should be banned worldwide.
Dude, that is the best bet ever.
That's terrible, man. I'm never gonna fucking agree to that. So
you don't have that much faith in the Wild, then?
No, I don't have that much interest in having a tattoo. And if I'm gonna get a tattoo, it's gonna be a pro wrestling tattoo. God damn it! It ain't gonna be a Dalton goddamn Vickers.
Yeah, we can put him in a singlet.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Come on.
No.
It was send off already. Jeez.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me. I've been your host, Anthony Variano. I'd like to thank my co-hosts, the Brothers Haas and Tyler Culver. Love you.
Love you guys. Good
Bye.
game. Go Vikes.
Oh, God.